All right. I have not the slightest idea what happened in part two. It's like Fighter Factory tried to crash out or something, which is odd too, because my Fighter Factory never crashes on me. There's a chance that I made a mistake and like clicked something outside of the Fighter Factory workspace with my mouse by mistake, and yeah, and it froze it up. My fault. I do have a lot of applications running at once, so it does make sense that it wouldn't be Fighter Factory. But I'm going to back out here. I'm going to create that duplicate that I made previously. I'm going to name that duplicate 444, which follows 333. And this is going to be my physics drop. So I'm going to open it up, zoom in. I'm going to grab whatever I need to tweak here. And what I was working on in the previous video or part two was actually his pants. So I'm going to control C, control V his pants, shift that part up specifically, blow up the eraser a little bit, get that leg so that uh-oh, get that leg so that the shadow doesn't specifically move too much with with the pants itself. Make sure I trim out the artifacting on the bottom of his butt because I don't want this part shifting here. And then yeah, make sure there's no artifacting. Okay, so this is the top layer. I just shifted his pants. The kneecap can't move because the kneecap's not fabric, it's bone. Make sure I didn't clip his forearm here. Okay, and I think that's it. Yeah, that feels like it. Okay, I'm gonna drop the top layer really quickly just to look at it. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so that's part one of the physics drop. Save it, close it, reopen it. The other thing that I'm gonna have to include on a physics drop that I always include too is this jacket. I gotta be artsy fartsy for the jacket, so I'm gonna draw it in. I'm just gonna shift the jacket up and out slightly. Put the erase on 0, trim the bottom. Okay, got that out the way. That looks good. That looks alright. That will be tolerable for now. The hair. Okay, so for the hair, I'm just gonna draw the hair in just cause you know, I don't need to move it. So about this much. I don't want to move too much because it's going to I have to do at least 3 frames specifically for the physics drop. I always do at least 3 frames. I've tried in the past to do 2 frames for a physics drop. It looks awful. It's just it's too sharp. And I found that 3 frames minimum is a requirement to get that fluid smooth look that I want. Trim the bottom here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Control Z. Actually trim the bottom properly here. Okay. Take my time here with this part. So get paranoid. Made a weird mistake. Alright. And I'm gonna trim the top of the hair here. Like excuse me. Like so. Sorry I hit the mic. Alright, so that's the hair transitioning from the up position. This is just the start. Save it out, close it out, make a duplicate, back out, rename that duplicate. This was 444. Well, the thing I just duplicated, I'm gonna name 555. The duplicate I just made, it can stay 444, and I'm going to edit this. I want more physics drop for this frame. So I'm just gonna draw it in, draw the hair in first, just because the hair is fun to draw. To delete the excess here. The shadow or the darkest layer of the hair, it's not vital that it be like thick. Here's the secondary, the other gradient for the bottom of the hair. Here's the third gradient, which is almost the brightest yellow. Just gonna drop it in here, and then I'm gonna get the brightest yellow, and then just drop it on. Man, I'm so bummed out. I was supposed to go running tonight, but it's during this time of year in the state I'm in, it hails. So yeah, it's not looking good outside. I hate that, man, because it impedes my workout. I like to work out. I work out every day. I don't like taking breaks. And when I take breaks, I can feel it. And I do like weird workouts too. The type of workouts I do, you can't recommend to another human just because it's guaranteed to like break them. So it just to give you an example like how weird my workouts can be. But yeah, I'm one of those dudes. And it's crazy too because I'm not like a meathead or nothing like that. I just like working out. All right, I'm gonna shift this up. If you don't know what I'm shifting, by the way, it's the by his calf, pretty much the bottom of his cargo pants, and under his butt, like his left, your right, that thigh. I'm just shifting up the other fabric, specifically on the bottom of those pants. I want an upward shift for that, and also trying to give a little bit of effect to his pants too. Make sure that shadow stays intact or in place on the leg there. And then for this, I might have to get a little tricky, which I love. I'll show in a second here what I mean. I'm gonna have to be a little tricky with the bottom layer. So on the bottom layer, I have to trim the bottom of the pants to show the effect of the pants moving up. So I'm just gonna quickly just do this trim here like that. I think that looks good. Remember his butt, the bottom of his butt shifts up right here specifically. So I'm gonna do that. Let me make sure. Okay. I don't want it to shift up too much. I want his butt to stay. Uh, I'll leave it there. Okay. I think that's it. I'm gonna save it out, close it out, and there's my triple four. So triple four, triple five, and then it goes into the default idle, which is not that, but it goes into the default. So just remember 4 and 5 are my physics drops. And 9 is the blink, 4, 5 physics drop, 9 is the blink, and I'm guessing 1 through 3 is the idle. So I'm gonna jump in here. Hopefully these CLSN or these collision boxes up here, they can apply to all of the frames that I create below them. The only way for me to really find out is to just put them in. I'm just gonna make a bunch of frames. First one, first thing I need to focus on, physics drop. My physics drop, if memory serves me correct, starts with 4 and it ends with 5. Physics drops usually aren't super fast. So I'm gonna do 3, 3, and this is the base or the original, the default frame. So what I'm gonna do is leave that there. I'm gonna drop down like this. I'll leave that at 3, 2. I'm gonna make invisible text here. The invisible text is gonna be called prep. That's just what I call my physics drop for the animations that I do. I'm gonna drop down, make a little space, make more invisible text. This invisible text is gonna be called idle. And this is going to be the actual animation that I'm going to create. Now the animation of him, not being static when he crouches, I believe it was 1 through 3. I believe so. And then for the speed, 6. I'm gonna do 6 for the speed. And then I'm gonna back out. I'm gonna take this whole thing, right? And then I'm going to tap enter just to make a space. I'm making a gap. Drop that, tap enter, drop that. If you don't get what I'm doing here, well, I'll just tell you, I'm making space for the blink animation that I just made. I'm kind of slightly spreading it out to the best of my ability. Okay, so these are the physics drops. This is the default frame. This is him breathing. So mm, mm. This should be all the way down, I think. I hope I don't have this backwards. I feel like this is backwards. I think it's supposed to be 3, 2, 1. Hold on one sec. There's only one way to really find out. You just have to kind of tap over. Okay, physics drop looks perfect. And oh, he breathes up. He breathes up. Physics drop. And this in 0, 1. I'm right. So it goes backwards. All right, so I have to do a little Uno reverse here. I'm gonna do triple three, triple one, duplicate this. He's supposed to drop down to 0 though. I'm gonna plug in a 0 here, just right on the end, like this. Then I'm gonna copy all of this, and also that shouldn't be a 3 because it's not a physics drop. It's part of the crouch movement. Copy that, tap enter, make the space, boom, make the space twice. Okay, one more. And then on the bottom specifically, instead of 0, it's gonna be 999. And I'm gonna make this slightly faster too because he's blinking. So I'm gonna make it 5. I don't want him to blink slow. All right, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm just making sure. Okay, apply. Let's get this out of here. This shouldn't be here. It's highlighted in blue. That's the original idle frame. That shouldn't be there anymore because the prep frames are the physics dropping. Those are important. Apply, close. I think that's it. And I already noticed the CLSN boxes. Yeah, they're not for every frame, so I have to manually put them in. But I'm gonna try something here. Where is it? CLS switch all selected contact boxes between regular and default. That's it. Didn't work. All right, so I have to manually do this now. I'm gonna redraw that box I just deleted haphazardly. Okay, get out of that. Shift it over, make sure it lines up properly there. All right, jump in. CLSN 2. Hmm, it's weird. Since I don't like that, I'm gonna delete all of it. Apply, close, slide to frame 1. Add in my own box here, which is this. I'm gonna add a second one. Actually, don't add a second one. I'm gonna click on this original CLSN. There we go. Defaulted. Add in another box here for his head, and it's already defaulted for me. Awesome. And that should be it. Yep, that's it. Okay, now let's play the animation. I can already tell you it's too fast. Also, I need a loop start. Oops. Loop start always comes before the idle. So I'm going to drop down, put loop start so that it only plays the idle animation instead of the prep over and over and over. The prep, and it's too fast. This is way too fast. So I'm going to apply, close. I'm going to go to the very first frame. I know the prep frames are 3, but I'm going to put all of this on 9. I think 9 is a nice, smooth, slow animation there. Fix my prep frames. I'm gonna put these on 3. And I think that's it. My blink, I don't like the blink being slow, so I'm gonna put the blink on 5. Apply, close. Let's play it. Look at that. Amazing, dude. He's blinking, by the way. You just can't see it. The CLSN or the collision box is actually in the way of his eye, so you can't really feel what the way it looks. You just have to wait for a later video when I'm actually playing him in MVC2. But yeah, that's it, man. Charlie is now officially animated in his crouch, and that's what it looks like. That's how I do it, and hard work pays off. God bless each and one of you, every one of you. Peace.